I'm here in the lounge in Vienna, and especially as these days have been extremely stressful, I thought I'd just record a quick video on this topic because it's super important, no matter, you know, who of my mentors you take, if it is Barenboim or Maria João Pires or Sir András Schiff or Lars Vogt. They all incorporated an important concept that music comes from silence and it goes back to silence. Silence is the source for all great music making. You know, just in this very moment, you know, if you listen to all the noises here surrounding us, yeah, if you listen to the glasses, to the people talking, just become aware of the silence that is underneath all of it. You know, it's always there, no matter how noisy and how stressful a situation might be, the performance. But even if you're practicing, go into that depth, go into this moment where you can really listen, because listening is the start of creation. And for listening, you need to be aware of this silence. There are pieces that have this more than others. For example, if you listen to a Bach, right, and fugue, the silence is always there, rather than when you have like a list transcription. Of course, that's a bit more, you know, exaggerated with all the notes. But even in very virtuose moments, I would really go into that silence, because it can help you to actually narrow your focus also for the most demanding technical problems. So I would go as far as to say that silence even helps you to actually master your technique in a better way. Of course, you need exercises first of all, and you also need to work on many different things. But for the last part of your mastery, the awareness of silence can also help you with technique, as well as your memory. Yeah? If you're always worried that you'll forget the music that you're playing, then being aware of silence can be a way to bring you back into the present moment, which will, you know, enable all your talents to come through. Because I just have a sip of coffee here. Because if you're worried, you're usually either in the future or in the past. But if you're aware of the silence, then you cannot be in the future or the past, because the silence always is that very moment. And that will enable you also to, you know, bring out all the qualities you have about your interpretation, as well as enabling your memory to do its job. And performance anxiety is another part. So we've already talked about that in many other videos, you know, about how to prepare for performances, etc. If you are aware of this silence, which happens all the time through everything, then you're accepting your situation as it is. And even though you might feel nervous, you can then still do your best performance. You know, that's also a very spiritual aspect of music making, and there are many portals through which you can enter that spiritual realm. Let's say, you know, being aware of time, that's another concept I will talk about in another video. But also being aware of silence is, I think, the major source for musicians, as music is sound and silence is no sound. So sound comes from no sound, right? And you have to really feel that and listen. And you can actually practice that throughout your daily life. You know, if you're taking a shower, listen to what the sound is under, behind, or between the sound of the water. If you're on a subway, listen to the voices and the noise of the train, and also what is beyond that. If you are in a concert, listen to what is happening between the notes. If you practice, also what is happening between the notes, what is happening there. So start actually becoming aware of that, and I can assure you that your performances will skyrocket, but that's not even the goal. The goal is to center yourself and to become more aware of what is, and that will help you to actually master your pieces and to bring out the emotions of the piece. Because if you're always somewhere else, if you're always worried, or if you're always thinking too much, then that will disturb your performances. Of course, you need to think in order to prepare, in order to understand and incorporate the concepts of a composition, but after that you need to be super centered to bring across what is needed, you know, in order to create something magical. And that's what we want, right? We want to reach people with our performances, and we want to also bring them to that awareness of silence. And I'm not just talking about professionals here, because music is always sharing. Yeah, if you're an amateur pianist, you also want to share it with your friends, with your family members. So please also start listening better and bringing your friends also to this magic of silence. And yeah, this is just something that I wanted to talk about, because it's also a way on how I deal with distress. Also when I'm touring like I am now, that brings me back to the center. And also on stage, you know, after a long day of travel, you can still, you know, be present in that silence and make your interpretations magical and pure. Yeah, that's super important. I would like you to also write into the comments when you have experienced that. When you have experienced that moment of silence, might have been a night with a romantic partner, you know, outside lying, and then you listen to the silence around you. It might have been shocking moments in the movie when you suddenly have that silence. Might have been music concerts where you suddenly felt really in the moment and you heard that silence after the piece was finished. Yeah, might have been other moments at home where you suddenly become aware of that silence. Let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious how we all experience silence, as that's, as I said, the source for a meaningful interpretation. And if you want to learn that with me, how you can come to that awareness, because it's nothing you can really work on, it's something that you experience, and that comes only through, you know, specific techniques that we can work out in a free strategy lesson together. If you're a pianist, then please apply there at aaronpilson.com/academy. And in this lesson, we will really take the time, look at your playing and see where you can enter that silence within your playing and enable you to master your technique, memory, and also your anxiety. So don't hesitate, apply for that. I will go to my flight now, and thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you again in the next video. Ciao, ciao.